Whoever did this up originally is not one of my favorite people. Hello and welcome back to Keeping the Drive. If you're new here, I don't just talk about cool cars, I do stuff with them. Today, we're doing a basic service on the RX7. So here's what we need. An RX7, oil to put in the RX7, somewhere for the old oil to go, some jack stands, a jack, and an oil filter. Now I've got two here, so you can use either the genuine Mazda oil filter, or you can use a fancy one, which has a hexagonal top, so it's easier to get out next time you do a service. So we're gonna go with this one. It's also a really good idea to chock the back wheels so that it doesn't roll back if the handbrake fails. Do that before jacking the car up. We want to jack up the car. So get behind the front wheel, and underneath, you should be able to feel a ridge. And that is where we want to try and position the jack as we're jacking up the car. So what we're feeling for is this ridge here. So you want to position the jack to there before you lift it up. And make sure there's enough room beside wherever you put the jack to be able to put the jack stand. So you want to keep jacking up the car until you can get the jack stand positioned right next to the jack under the car. So this is not quite going to make it just yet, so we need to keep on jacking the car up. So now you want to try and position this little ridge with this ridge. So it should be sitting nice and center. The next thing we need to do is make sure we can get our safety pin in through the holes. So now currently it's not lined up, but we've got just enough room to lift up the black piece, and now we can get the safety pin in. Now I can't do it while filming, so use your imagination. Now with that in there, we can very slowly lower the jack. Now you don't want to do this too fast because it'll scare the shit out of you. So do it very slowly. Whoop. All right, scared the shit out of me. I did it too fast. But anyway, that's what you do. Now with the jack loosened up, we push it back down. Now we rinse and repeat over that side. Now that the car's raised up, open the bonnet or the hood if you are American. Now the first thing we want to do is loosen the oil filler cap. Nice and loose. So this will help with the oil draining nicely. Now we go under the car and find our oil pan, which is this thing right here. And now we need to find a socket or a wrench that will fit that plug there. That is our sump plug. We need to undo that to drain the oil. Now with the RX7, we need a 19mm socket or wrench. So once you've found the right size wrench or socket, put whatever you have to catch the oil underneath the oil pan. Bear in mind that when you first take off the sump plug, there'll be a lot of pressure pushing the oil out. It's actually going to go sideways and then down. So try and position this so that it catches it as it shoots out and as it dribbles out. This is where I'd position it. So you can see this is our sump plug, and directly underneath it, it should fall and dribble right into the edge here. And we've got enough room over that side for when it actually spills out to begin with. And now we undo the sump plug. So you just want to crack it with the wrench, and then you should be able to undo it by hand. It's not a good idea to do this with a hot engine because you will burn yourself. So probably wait till the engine cools down enough to be able to touch it without burning yourself. Also make sure not to drop the plug in the oil as it comes out, because it's going to be a bad time trying to get it out. A helpful tip is to push the plug back towards the pan as you're unscrewing it, and this will just help make sure that you don't get oil all over yourself. See, it's starting to dribble out a little bit, and then pull away, and we haven't spilled any of it yet. So now we wait for that to dribble out. So keep the sump plug handy, make sure you remember where you put it. Now let's just move this over a little bit. All right, and that should be good. So now while that's draining out, let's move on to the filter. So now what we want to do is undo the oil filter, and in the RX7 it is right towards the back of the engine, right there underneath the intake. Now hopefully we should be able to undo this by hand without any tools. Alright, let's see how we go. Shit, it is on there a bit tight. Because I was stuck on there so hard, I had to go out and buy an oil filter removal tool. And this is how they work. Let's just pretend that this is installed still on our engine. So we're looking at our engine right now. Here's our oil filter. So what you want to do is loop this around the top of it and then pull this tight. Now, of course, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. Let's get that on there as tight as you can. And then all you have to do is just push against it and untwist. And then it should come off. Whoever did this up originally is not one of my favorite people. because they did not lubricate the seal, which meant that this was stuck on there really hard and it's hard to get off. To get the new filter ready, we want to put some oil around the seal there. So you can just use a bit of paper towel and dip it in the oil. So we've got some oil on the tip of that. And just do a lap around, just like that. That's all you need to do. Now we can screw this in. There's no point filling it up because it's going to be upside down anyway and all the oil is just going to drop straight out. So this is ready to be put in. Let's put our new filter. Let's put it straight in there. And we only need to do this up hand tight. Now that our oil is finished draining, we can put the sump plug back in and lower the car again. Remember to do this very slowly. Done. After putting the sump plug in and lowering the car again, it's time to put the oil in. It's going to be much easier with the funnel, otherwise you'll make a mess. These take 4 litres of oil, so that's how much we are going to put in. So now with our oil in, we can take the funnel out and put the cap back on. And that is really all there is to it. They're actually not that difficult to maintain. So all up, this costs about 75 bucks. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Stick around for more RX7 content. Let me know in the comments if you have any cool ideas for things to do to the RX7.